Welcome to Self Reality, the show where we like to unpack all the best and the worst of all your favorite reality TV shows. I'm your host, Angie, and today we're talking Survivor Season 47, Episode 11 with my co-host, the amazing podcaster extraordinaire, Nick Hanlon, my brother.
Hello.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yay. More Survivor talk and Survivor Season 47 about people surviving or not.
Ooh, that was good. I like it.
Bum bum.
So, again, Survivor Season 47, Episode 11. I mean, let's just get right to it. How about it?
Let's get into it.
Get into it. Okay. Okay. So, I actually this time remembered to talk about in order to talk about the aftermath, to note who got voted out last week, because I always friggin' forget.
Poor old Gabe.
Yeah, and man, oh man, was he ever pissed. Did you see the anger in dude's face when he came out? In the jury?
Was he not happy? I didn't even actually notice him come out.
It was very...
Did his eyes have daggers?
Yes. Dagger eyes. Dagger eyes. Where, I mean, I'm starting at the end. But I mean, you said Gabe, and I'm like, holy crap. So, if you remember, we talked about last week, I was concerned about the aftermath. Not concerned, just curious.
We thought Sue was going to flip.
I did think Sue was going to flip.
Flip out?
And what happened?
Well, she was very, what's the word?
Solemn?
Professional. Very professional about it.
Well,
thanks for not voting me out, all this stuff.
Yeah, like political almost, right? Like, thank you for not voting me out. I really appreciate it.
She was still kind of pissed, though.
Oh, she was pissed. But I think she, of all of them, seems... Because I think she's an emotional person to begin with, even though she likes to tell herself she's not sometimes. I think she really is. And I think the emotions and the depression are probably kicking in with her. I think they would. I think they would for anybody. I think, but it shows.
Like, she went and chatted with what's her name. She seemed all right.
Well, that's just it. So when Caroline was sort of Gabe and Caroline were, together, and she was at first like they're like she wasn't loyal or whatever. But as soon as she talked to Caroline, I got to give Caroline credit too. She's a good explainer.
Yeah, she lawyered it.
Yeah, she's good at like lawyering. She's good at saying like this and that. I think I would be good at that. I think I would be good at lawyering. I will say though, Jen lawyers too much. Oh my God, because she is a lawyer.
She's definitely a lawyer. Right?
She lawyers too much, whereas Caroline knows how to make it sound smooth and natural. And like, I just had Tuku was like, they were going to go for Tuku and yada, yada, yada. And, Sue seemed cool, but to be fair, Sue didn't really have anyone left at this point, right?
And also, it's hard to tell all the emotions on her face from all the Botox.
She does look like she's had some Botox. I'm being Jim. I mean, I watch a lot of like housewives shows.
She's toxed though.
She's a lot. Yeah, or fillers or something. So I'm impressed with Sue's ability to be calm. I think for her, maybe a little too late. Like she's not a player still. And we were talking about this when it came on. Like she's not playing.
She's still when she gets to the end though. People like her. She probably got Gabe's vote.
Oh yeah, we'll have to start talking about that. I don't think
got a couple people's vote.
I don't think she gets Saul's vote, but depends on who. See, it depends on now who goes to the jury at this point. Right?
Depends on how bitter people are.
I know.
Because Sue hasn't really done anything to anybody, so sometimes the person that doesn't do anything wins.
I know. And just his mother, I don't like that. So that
like, and then at the jury she'll be like, by the way, I'm 65, whatever she is. You're like, and they'll be like, oh my goodness. Right? I did not think you were older than 45. I was so impressed.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Is it this?
No,
isn't it this?
He smacks it. Because he's putting on cologne when he does it. You turn and he goes,
okay. So Caroline, I think she did a good job. And now like Sue's like, well, I feel like Caroline's my number one. But Caroline's a player, so I'm curious to see where that goes. Because she'll throw the buzz in a heartbeat, you know what I mean? Or vote against.
100%.
Like, she's actually, do you know what? She's more dangerous than Jen.
Yeah.
Because she's sneakier.
She's more manipulative.
Yes. So
And she's more likable, which makes her more dangerous.
she is, and it's because she knows how to lawyer, even though she's not a lawyer. Whereas Jen,
She's like one of those long pieces of ice on the side of your house in winter. That's Genevieve. Cold
oh, I didn't know where you were going. I thought you were going. Do you know what I thought of?
and slit.
National Lampoons, where the
Oh,
ice
yeah.
thing goes into the window and where Elaine from Seinfeld is there. Anyway, okay. So then cut to at camp, Teeny, Andy, and Rachel talking about like, we're going to be a threesome. We're going to work together. They call
Menage a trois, Survivor style.
But Andy would probably like that, actually. And then you have, because he used to like Rachel. I don't know. Anyway, then you have Sue and Caroline walk up. And at first I thought they were like talking about Sue, but then they all have formed a new alliance together, right?
The underdogs.
My question for you, will it last?
I mean, there ain't much to last. I mean, if they're smart, it will, but there always seems to be something that throws a wrench into plans.
No.
I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, if they're smart, it will, but what are they going to do when they get down to 5? I mean, they're going to have to gnaw each other's head off eventually.
Yep.
And who's the bottom of the 5? Is it Andy?
100%. It's all women. They're going to go all women.
So, like, what if Sam, tells that thing?
Yes. I know, but like,
But who are they going to split off? I don't know. Because it's like they're not trying to do it the whole game. It's only like 4 episodes left.
yeah.
So it could
It could.
very well last, because it's not like they're trying to do it right from the beginning. Like form an alliance with like 8 people left. They'd be like, okay, we're going to be the 5. They got 2 more votes and they're the 5. Then they figure it out from there, right?
And then they just go after each other, right?
That's the way it goes. Who wins the immunity? Who gets the choices? Blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I theoretically think it's got a good chance of lasting, but things change and
Andy's volatile.
twists and
Yeah.
yada, yada. And Andy's still feeling like he needs to make a move. So maybe he'll try and take out, I don't even know who, Teeny,
Rachel.
Rachel, right? Or
So
whatever.
Rachel, I remember we discussed last week. So both of our favorites lasted. You like Sam the best.
Mm-hmm.
Can I okay?
Sam's still in there.
Yeah, we'll wait until we get a little further along. But I'm curious as to like why he skated past like his name getting thrown out too much this week. Like that was weird to me because I think he is a big threat.
Yeah, I think they all thought that his partner was the threat, and he stopped.
I think he was the threat, not Sierra.
I do too, but he was smart enough to stop talking much
Yeah, true. That's
and
true.
just going with the crowd, because he's also likable.
He is likable. And he does, he's actually a good, I think he used to do some acting or something. He's a good actor.
He's a good liar.
He really is. Okay, so then we have sort of cut to Sam, Kyle, and Jen. I thought this was some interesting interviews and discussions on sort of their gameplay because they're very distinctive. So starting with Jen, I hate her gameplay. She's like, I don't want to make connections with people. After Kishan got voted out, I decided no more connections, blah, blah, blah. I think that is a bad idea because as much as the connections hurt you and you have to turn on people and hurt them, the connections are what win the game.
We got to get votes.
Yeah.
You're not going to get votes on gameplay alone. Her gameplay hasn't been that strong. She's had a couple of votes.
She had like one really good strategy, but it ended up backfiring on her because it's what put her in the forefront. It was too convoluted. She told too many people, and then she's just been a threat ever since. So let me ask you, like, as who you are, like, and you're good, you're a salesperson, whatever. Would you try to not make connections?
No, that wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I agree.
My personality doesn't work that way.
Mine either.
I mean, I'll be able to vote these connections out. I don't think I'd be crying or whatever, but
I'd cry, but I'd vote them out too.
I mean, it's impossible. I don't know what she's talking about. Like, it just seems impossible.
When she
You're living with people,
No.
right?
And she does seem to cry an awful lot for someone not making connections.
She just feels bad. She's trying to say one thing, but it's not necessarily true.
Oh,
She's trying to talk it into existence.
I was about to say that. So I don't, and I don't think it's a good strategy at all because it's just against the grain of who she is, of who we are as humans ultimately. Although, can we talk about Andy though about this for a second? Because he does seem to not care. This guy
Well, he's a sociopath. We've talked about this since the first episode.
yeah.
He's not getting less weird.
True. But he was so emotional at first, though, Nick, if you remember the first couple episodes. Like, he was super...
Only emotional when people thought people were doing stuff to him, though. He never got emotional about voting anybody out or screwing anybody over once. It was always about how they think of him.
So narcissist more than... I think...
Sociopath.
I don't know if he's a sociopath, because don't they not have... I don't know a lot. Don't they not have...
Well, they can fake it a bit.
He did not fake the meltdown, and you can have a narcissistic injury if everybody doesn't like you. I can see narcissism, because he does not give a fuck.
No, I don't think
Like,
he does.
The meltdown at the start was confusing, because ever since then, like, whatever he has going on turned on, and he is cold-hearted. Like,
If he wins Survivor, I'm out. I quit. I quit Survivor.
Let's make a prediction. And I know it's early in the episode. Oh, and before we make predictions, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe today, leave some comments, and share. And that's for Self-Reality. Please go check out Kayfabe Wrestling Talk with handsome Nick Canlin.
That's me.
I thought that was your
That's Mike.
evil twin brother. And also the Dirty Glass podcast for some great fun drinking shenanigans.
Welcome.
Go check those out. So anyway, back at it. What's your predictions for next week?
Oh, I think Genevieve's gone.
Okay.
I think Sam wins the whole thing still.
He does look less, like, I would say I'd like to see Rachel do a good job, but she's a big threat. And she's kind of an obvious big threat, right?
It's just not a lot of people are seeing that yet, and it's getting pretty late in the game for people to figure that out.
What, that she's a threat?
Right.
I think they have.
Well, have they talked about voting her out? She's never been talked about.
They did, but it was earlier.
Well, a long time ago.
People.
Like,
Maybe it'll be her and Sam.
seems like she's kind of running the show.
I think she is, and I think she's a good strategist. I think Andy's out next week.
Oh, I hope so.
Because it's enough.
Stupid paper face.
It's enough. So then...
That's Andy. Hi, guy.
No.
Got such a paper face. I hate him. I hate him so much. Why is he still here? I thought he was going to be gone so long ago.
Because people... Well, let's talk about it, though. It's because people are thinking that they're dragging him along, and they think he has no strategy. But... Who throws his name out? Is it Jen? Genevieve throws his name out to Rachel, saying her whole spin, like, this is her kind of spin. It's a very strategic season, actually, Nick. I haven't seen one quite this strategic, frankly.
Yeah.
So Jen's pitch is essentially, let's get rid of the people who are we're dragging along.
Yeah.
Because they're taking up seats.
Right.
That's her whole, she says it at Tribal. She says it the whole time because she knows she's a big threat. I don't think it's a strong enough argument.
No, I mean, you want to bring somebody you're dragging along.
That's why I'm like, I don't get why she's harping on that argument. So, and for her, she threw out Andy's name and Sue's name to Rachel.
I don't know why she didn't say Teeny.
Yeah, good point.
Teeny was the first one I thought of.
I think she thinks Teeny is still friends with her a little bit. That's why. That's what I think. So I thought that
She's the most dragged along in the whole show.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, her and Sue are tied. Not tied. Teeny may be worse.
I think Teeny's worse. I think Sue thinks she's trying. Here's the thing, and I'm jumping around a bit. This vendetta Sue has against Kyle for 18 days is outrageous to me. That's her only strategy, is I want to get rid of... I'm going to be... Kyle, or Gabe's my number one, and then Gabe left. So now, okay, Caroline's my number one, and get out Kyle. Get out Kyle. Get out Kyle. It's like, that's not a strategy. She should have worked with Kyle. I believe you said that.
Yeah, she's running off spite.
And it's stupid. It's friggin' Survivor.
Because Kyle put her name down. He knew her for 2 days. I mean, I don't know why she took it so it was like the first vote.
They didn't even know each other barely. It's
like a random
crazy.
person got written down. Oh, I hate him forever.
Imagine if life really was like that. It's crazy. And then, so this was the three people who were kind of on the bottom right now. So Sam was saying that he was playing a sneakier, liary more game. And then once Sierra got voted out, he had to start over. And and I want to know your opinion.
He definitely pivoted well.
So Sam said after he pivoted, right, after Sierra left, and he said he's telling the truth, and that's worked for him. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true?
But he's telling the truth. I think he's telling the truth to the people he wants to tell the truth to.
Because I don't think he's telling the truth to everyone. He ain't telling it to Andy.
Well, I don't know if he's lying to them, though. He's just not saying stuff.
True. So I thought that was...
Does he know Andy's totally against him? I don't even know if he knows that right now.
I'm starting to question his intelligence on that because Andy's been against him a long time. Like, Andy, I think will do a dance when he votes out, when he gets Sam out, if he does. I think Andy's going to go, though. Okay, so I thought this was an interesting episode because they talked a lot about all their strategies, and I enjoyed that, actually. I enjoyed that aspect. Kyle said that he came in, like, basically being a physical threat and...
He hasn't won any immunities.
Pardon me?
He hasn't won any
No,
immunities.
Kyle.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I thought you were about Sam.
He won so many immunities. But he said, and he's been in there, he's been very emotional sharing his story, which is a very significant one that's winnable at the end if he makes it. And he's saying now he needs a new strategy. He's got to separate his emotions and be like he was growing up and had to sort of lie and stuff. I don't know that we saw that take fruition, though. I don't think come to fruition.
Nope.
Sword. And then Andy, we talked about already. He is like narcissistic or sociopath. There's something I don't know what it is, but there's something missing. There's something.
He'll be the next Survivor member in jail.
Yeah, like there's something vacant. And I don't know if it's just like that. If that's how it portrays on camera. He just seems very vacant to me.
He's pretty vacant, just like the Sex Pistols say.
Oh, there you go. The journey. Let's talk about the journey. So a boat shows up, which is always strange at this stage in the game.
Bum-bum.
And essentially they say one person can come, go for the journey. You can either decide amongst yourselves or you can all draw rocks. So I think it was Jen and Sam volunteer. They want to go, which makes sense because they can sense they know they're on the bottom. And as a result, everyone else says no, but as a result of it being Sam and Jen, Rachel puts up her hand to go because she doesn't want them getting the advantage or she wants someone else to try. Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, I've never seen a challenge quite like this.
No, it's a new one.
So they drive out to like a dock in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, a barge.
A barge, thank you. And basically, she goes up, and the game is it's like a puzzle. It's I'll flash a picture, but it's just you have to put all the balls in. They're in slots, and you have to put them in order of color.
Yeah,
it's almost like a slide puzzle kind of thing, right? Where you move things around.
Pick them out, kind of move around. Weird.
But there's all these ropes attached to it, like these wound up ropes that have weights attached to them. So in order. She has the amount of time it takes for each of those weights and the full rope to fall into the ocean. And when it falls into the ocean, it's tied to the wooden
table game.
And it takes it out. So
yeah, pulls it into a very dramatic.
So what was interesting to me as well is like I because I like puzzles, I just can't fathom, like you would have to get so in the zone and ignore that sound because it's loud. Like it was loud to us. Can you?
It was already a lot of stress, let alone add that weird sound
and you're on a barge, like it's floating and moving. Anyway, so
middle of an ocean or large lake, whatever.
It was good. I liked that game actually. I liked it a lot. And she wins just by the skin of her teeth.
The way they edited it made it seem like she pulled it out. The table went in the water.
So what she wins is she gets to secretly block a vote. So she goes back to camp. She lies, says she lost her vote, and then tells like her little crew that, no, I got to block a vote. So that
she's only able to use that for 2 more votes.
Exactly.
Which is rather powerful.
It's a powerful vote. Not only is it a block a vote, it's an anonymous block a vote. So they don't even know that it was her, unless it's her team.
I think they'll figure it out.
Well, if it's the 5 of them, they'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
What I think was a really good move, and I don't think even she realized it at the time, is telling Sue and showing Sue. She didn't know that Gabe had done that for Sue, like at the beginning of the game, and that's how Sue trusted him.
Sue's new Gabe is Rachel.
Yeah. So
you're my number 1 now.
I know, number 1.
You did the same thing Gabe did. I hate Kaya.
What you gonna do now? And we already talked about Jen pitching to Rachel, getting rid of Sue and Andy. I mean, she's making her pitches. I thought her pitches would be stronger.
Who, Sue's?
Jen.
Oh, Genevieve?
I don't think she's making strong arguments, man.
I think she felt defeated
Yeah, you're right. And even Jeff calls it out at Tribal. So immunity challenge. A good one, simple one.
Bong bong.
There's like a wobbly table.
They've done this is a classic.
This is a
survivor
classic.
game.
I like this one though. And there's a rope attached to it, so they have to keep it stable. And as they're walking back and forth to a table with blocks with
And they gotta hold the rope the whole time to
Yeah.
keep the table from going like this. Well, it's top heavy, so it always wants to do that.
yeah, so being all wobbly.
You gotta balance blocks.
Yeah. You have to spell out immunity.
Back
So you go yeah,
technically.
technically, yeah. So that it
It was bottom up.
bottom up. Why is that the
Yeah, why is it the bottom?
we're overcomplicating it. So they have to spell immunity. They have to go back and forth one block at a time. And people had a hard ass time on this one. I mean, there was a certain point where there were 3 of them who all were they just needed one letter and they all crashed.
It's just those blocks are so tippy, and the higher she gets, the more tippy it is.
Well,
The taller it is, the harder they fall.
true that. So in the end, though, after all of that, who wins?
I forget now. Oh, Rachel.
Rachel, like double whammy, man. She's,
It was close.
oh my God. So
Kyle was steps away.
well, because she was going so slowly because she didn't want it to fall again. But she ends up winning. Which,
Kyle started sprinting.
I know Kyle, and I mean, he did really well. So I thought that was excellent, honestly. Like Rachel, like finally wins, and so here's what's interesting from my perspective. I have been, for all of you watching all the time, I have been saying for several weeks now, you got to get Kyle out as soon as you can get Kyle out. You got to get him out. But then I kind of switched over and I thought they should get rid of Jen because she's so freaking sneaky.
She's very strategic and smart.
Yeah.
Cold.
Like
Like
the
an
ice,
icicle.
like an icicle. And she goes around and causes chaos. And
She's sharp and cold and pointy.
she is, and she's very slim. And she goes around telling, like, she distorts the truth a lot, right? Like, she's going around telling tales. So I kind of thought that might have been the smart move, especially because she had screwed over Jen. Who else? Not Jen, sorry. It's Jen had screwed over Teeny and Rachel and Andy. But Sue's had a hard on to get rid of Kyle since, as we've said, like day 3.
I mean, he's,
So
kind of a power player.
So it was pretty evident that it's Jen or Kyle. I think they did a good edit because I have a feeling it was probably always Kyle.
Yeah.
They edited it excellent, like in an excellent way, even at Tribal where Jeff.
Everybody was talking so obtuse.
Yeah. And even like Jeff, like kind of calling out Jen, I think, to make it more dramatic. But in the end, Kyle goes home. I will say, and you know this, I teared up.
Yeah, he had the best exit.
I've goosebumps. Like,
He's a gentleman.
he was such a good sport. He went and hugged everybody. He actually gave like a emotional, nice hug even to Jeff. Like, it was very genuine. And it made me sad. But when you see that, that's why he had to go. Plus, winning.
Just too likable. He'll be on All-Star.
I
He'll be on All-Star.
I agree, or he'll win. Like if they do like a favorite player thing again, if they
He'll win that. I don't see how anybody else could win it.
no, 'cause
I mean, who's even that likable?
I was gonna say they're not.
I mean,
None of them are that likable. The only ones who are likable are gone now.
like
Saul
but he went early.
was likable, and there was another person, that John guy from the very start was very likable, but he was gone
First.
He didn't even make the jury. So yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, if we don't see Kyle again, I'll be surprised.
No, we're gonna say
Unless he turns it down for some reason, but
he won't. He won't.
he seemed good. It seemed like he was in his, he's like the new,
Rupert?
no, he was more like that skinny fish boy. What was his name?
I don't know.
Long hair, hot.
Oh, yes.
Ozzy.
Ozzy, yes.
He's a redneck Ozzy.
Yeah, oh my God, he was, yes. Good call, Nick. That was a very good call. I thought some of the conversations, I didn't really go over them, but I thought, like, Teeny was so transparent with her comments. If you're it's either you're getting rid of a big challenge threat or someone who's sneaky. I'm like, what? It's not adding.
I don't know why she's talking.
It's just not adding anything. I thought it was interesting. Andy, I think, is trying to play the jury in his way, but he's like, yeah, I know I lied to everyone who's voted out, blah, blah, blah. Kyle's trying to sell like some, story. He's not such a big threat because of the challenges. Come on, you're so likable. I'm like, you're leaving out your likability, my friend.
The screwed up thing is, in the end, Andy and stupid TV are going to be 2 of the 3.
Well, as long as they're with your buddy Sam or Rachel, I'm good.
I don't know who the third will be. It's between, it's obviously between one of not them. I don't think Sue will be.
No.
So it's either going to be Sam or Rachel or Genevieve. But I mean, they seem smart enough to know, well, Andy's an idiot and Teeny's an idiot. And they're like Survivor idiots.
Yeah, like I'm sure they're lovely.
I believe Andy's an idiot. But I wouldn't say
I
Tina's an
don't
idiot.
think Teeny's an idiot. I
I can bang out with her. She seems cool, but she's
she's
not
full
good at
her.
Yes.
Full. I actually, yeah,
She's not good at this game.
you're right. Andy's just there's something off about Andy in my from the cut. That's how it looks to me. Teeny actually comes across as a really down to earth, kind, sort of fun person. Who she just loves people too much. She connects too hard.
The smart 2 is Teeny and Sue.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what it'll be. I think they think Sue's a little more likable and definitely has already at least 1 vote.
Oh, and she's won, and she has it, so she'll have a good story, by the way.
And then she's going to come out, and she's like, because they're all going to be like, she's not 45, right? It's going to be a really good story when she says she's 90 or whatever she is. Or whatever what she is.
No, she's 59.
That might be a lie, too. I think she's like 72.
No, she's 59. I think also she's got a good story. Like, she's a pilot, owns a pilot school. Like, she was the oldest person, like, honestly, 2 generations to the closest person of her, like, closest age, right? Like, because,
No, there's no Gen Xers.
no. So she's like a boomer.
I think so.
Pretty sure we've had this conversation. She is. Oh no. She's right on the cusp. Maybe she's Gen X. I don't know.
No, I think she's boomer.
I'm only thinking because Mark Maron says he's like the youngest boomer.
Yeah.
And he's 60.
Well, then, yeah, she's a boomer.
Anyway, we do this every time we talk about Sue. Jen, I don't think she made a strong argument here either with the whole taking seats crap. And she also admitted to trying to separate the player Jen. Like, for her to admit, this is where sometimes I'm like, is she that smart? Because saying she's trying to separate player Jen from real Jen or whatever doesn't make sense. I wouldn't be admitting that.
Well, I mean, she could try and convince them, like, hey, let's have the best players of the jury instead of just like, people have lost because of doing that strategy. Like, I remember the first probably few seasons, there was that, I can't think of the name, but there was a guy and a girl, and it was like an older girl and the guy, and then there was somebody else.
Oh, Tina and Colby? Is that who we're talking?
Colby.
Because
Colby voted at the wrong person, and the person he didn't vote out, but he liked more, won.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time that stuff's happened.
That's right.
I mean, but it does make for a better jury, an episode. But if you're at the win, you bring the person that you think he can beat, not, I want to have a good competition. It's like the fire making. It's like, who cares about the competition? Just bring the person you think you can beat. But some people want to have that well, I don't want to be remembered for beating the weak one. Because
if you win a million,
get the money. Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream. Dollar bill, y'all. Said by the philosophers. Wu-Tang Clan.
All that. And show me the money, as Jerry Maguire said.
What was the other guy that said it first? They both said it, I guess.
I thought it was Jerry Maguire.
Well, because the guy's like, show me the money. You got to show me the money. He's like, they both yelling at. What was his name? Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, that was the actor. I can't remember his name on the movie. I just remember because Jerry Maguire is the name of the movie.
He was like one of the only athletes who was able to hold on to.
Yes.
He was the only.
Yes, that's right. Let's score.
How it was?
Let's score the episode.
I don't know. 4. It was good.
I'm going to go.
I was sleepy today. I fell asleep.
Oh, did you?
Not totally. I didn't totally fall asleep.
We could have recorded like on the weekend if that was.
Well, I'm not complaining about recording. It's just I'm just tired. If I was sitting at home watching TV, I would have almost fallen
You
asleep.
did seem and it's you did seem low energy, and I worked like a 12-hour day again. So, I'm like a 4-1. I really enjoyed this strategy. I think it was a solid effort. I think, considering the players we have left, people are like almost way too strategic to have a meltdown or to kind of freak out. You know, we may get one or something, but it's all pretty level when they're facing one another.
It's cutthroat though.
It is, and
This is a cutthroat season for sure.
I miss the emotional. I like it. I know I miss the emotional. I like the drama. I do.
I like them just slitting throats.
I love the drama.
Rambo just.
I'm curious. I'm kind of hoping for some sort of Blindside, though I missed the 2 episodes of the Blindside. I'm missing the Blindside.
We'll try to blindside somebody when there's like 8 people.
No, it's not.
It's a little tougher.
It's better. Anyway, good episode. Thank you, Survivor. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Once again, check out Handsome Nick Hanlon on the Kayfabe Wrestling Talk and on the Dirty Goss podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Bye.
Credits.